Everybody's seen what I'm about to show you, okay? But this was the math error heard round the world. Amara Gay of the New York Times went on with Brian Williams on MSNBC and broke down something weapons grade dumb. Just enjoy.
But you see it as a possibility if he wants to spend $1 billion beating this guy, he could do it.
Absolutely. Somebody tweeted recently that actually with the money he spent, he could have given every American $1 million.
I've got it. Let's put it up on the screen. When I read it tonight on social media, it kind of all became clear. Bloomberg spent $500 million on ads. U.S. population, 327 million. Don't tell us if you're ahead of us on the math. He could have given each American $1 million and have had lunch money left over. It's an incredible way of putting it.
It's an incredible way of putting it. It's true. It's disturbing. It does suggest, what we're talking about here, which is there's too much money in politics.
Now, I dropped algebra a few times. I'm not going to lie. I'm certainly not Stephen Hawking over here. But that doesn't seem to work out at all. It's just a little news segment, and everybody underneath the sun mocked her and had a good time. You say something that dumb on television, not that I would know anything about that, but you say something that dumb on television, you're going to get made fun of. And hey, that's the business we're in. You want to get on TV, you want to get on the radio and spout your opinions off, you're eventually going to say something dumb that's going to get you dragged through the social media sewer for it. That's just life. That's life. Buck up, Buttercup. And so, of course, she got trashed for it, and it lasted for about less than a day. We were all bored, and we said something funny at her expense, and we moved on. No big deal, right? It's really not a big deal, okay? She can't do math. Fine. But then the lady writes some long article for the New York Times using words like Uncle Tom and others, saying how she's this horrible victim of racism against black people because people were making fun of her for being a moron when it comes to math. What is wrong with you people? What is wrong with you people on the left who were always dying to be a victim of something? And let's say, look, we clearly have had lots of racism against black people in this country, right? Everyone has read the history books, civil rights and slavery and all these things, horrible, awful things, terrible things. Don't the people who actually lived through real racism deserve better than having Mara Gay water down everything they ever fought for, everything they had to endure? Isn't that most insulting to them? Also, if you're one of these parents who raises your child, and look, there are a lot of people on the right who do this too, especially when it comes to the female thing. Well, honey, you've been oppressed. Women are really oppressed here. You're oppressed. You're going to be oppressed. You're oppressed. You're a victim. You're a victim. Let's say that's your situation. Do you understand what kind of a person you're setting up your child to be, right? Look, we can have that argument all day long about whether you are oppressed or aren't. But let's say it's 100% true, and it's basically The Handmaid's Tale, and these women are beaten down and oppressed, and you're a victim, and it's basically some, horrible situation out there for women in America. Let's actually say I agree with you, and that's true. All right, so that's true. Even in that situation, does it help your child to be raised with that mindset? With a victim mindset? Who wants that for their kid? Then you grow up to be a loser. You don't want your child to grow up to be a loser. Raise your child to have an overcome obstacles mindset instead of a built-in, I'm a victim, excuse-making mindset. Even if you believe it to be true all the way, how does it help your child? And don't you, as a parent, want what's best for your kid? Not what makes you feel good. Not your I am woman, hear me roar stuff. Don't you want your kid to be happy and healthy and successful and at peace? Have you ever seen one of these people who makes their living whining about how they're a victim of something and thought to yourself, man, look at that person. Cool as a cucumber, got things figured out, nice and at peace. No, they're all like this, miserable all the time, always complaining about something, always the victim about something. You don't want your child to grow up like that. So even if you believe ironclad America's racist or America's sexist or whatever it is, don't raise your kids like that. Otherwise, your kid ends up being a loser like Mara Gay.